Was that you saying, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try this again. Take two. Here is my speech of self-introduction. Here is my live audience, my wonderful coworkers. Glenna will be filming.
Okay, there's a number in the top this time. All right, we got this.
Hello, my name is Stacy, and like many of you, I was born and raised in a small farming community in Nebraska. And like many of you, my family and community were instrumental in instilling in me certain values. As I have grown, so has my experience of the wider world, but many of my values have remained the same. Some of my core values are faith, perseverance, and teamwork. I learned this from my grandparents and my parents. My grandparents were young and married and raising families during the Great Depression. In fact, my grandparents on my dad's side moved to California twice because farming failed. And they came back every time to try farming again. My parents were married for 40 years and farmed together for 40 years. And they farmed during the 80s, again, when the farm economy was really bad. And through it all, these people recognized that they needed faith in God to get them through, and that if they persevered and worked hard, things would be okay. Again, my parents taught me about hard work as well. They were always equal partners in the farming operation. They did everything together, and they demonstrated every day the value of hard work. In fact, my dad's favorite saying was, if something's worth doing, it's worth doing well. My community taught me teamwork and compassion, because growing up, I watched as the community came together whenever someone was in need, be it helping someone with the harvest after an injury, or helping with a funeral lunch. Whenever someone was in need, the community came together to support that person. My value of self-reliance I learned from my 2.5 years that I lived in Virginia, because I was a long ways away from my family. And there was no family safety net readily available. For instance, if my car broke down, my dad was not going to be able to be there in 5 minutes, so I had to figure out how to solve those problems by myself. I mentioned teamwork earlier, but I also have learned kindness and compassion from my years spent in the veterinary profession and now here in the medical profession, because it takes teamwork every day to get the job done, and that primary job is patient care. I learned compassion from these professions, because when faced with an upset patient or an upset pet owner, you have to remember that everyone's fighting a battle. You may not know what that battle is, but everyone's fighting one, and you have to be patient and you have to be compassionate in order to help them to the best of your ability. In closing, as we grow and change, so too do our values. We discover that some of the values that we learned as children no longer serve us, while others remain the same. These are the values that have served me well over the years. Some I learned in childhood, some through experience, but all of them dictate every day how I treat both myself and others. Does anyone have any questions? If not, thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.